Welcome to PodForge, your daily briefing tech AI daily, February 16th, 2026. All right, diving straight in today, we're tackling some key stories from the tech world that are shaking things up. First off, we've got Western Digital announcing that hard drives are completely sold out for the entire year, which is tied to the booming AI demand. And that could ripple through industries relying on data storage. Then, we're looking at how parents are increasingly opting their kids out of school computers in favor of good old pen and paper, based on reports highlighting a shift back to basics. And finally, Japan's groundbreaking creation of the world's first engine that runs on 30% hydrogen for electricity generation, which is a big step in sustainable tech. You know, it's fascinating how these threads connect in the AI landscape. So let's unpack them one by one without any fluff. Starting with that hard drive shortage, according to a post on Reddit from R Technology, Western Digital says their hard drives are already sold out for the whole year, and it's all linked to AI's massive data needs. Think about it. This isn't just a minor inconvenience. It's a sign that AI is gobbling up storage like never before, potentially leaving companies scrambling for alternatives. From what the source indicates, this sellout is directly attributed to AI applications. So you can imagine data centers and cloud services feeling the pinch. It's wild how quickly demand can outpace supply in tech. And honestly, this might force some rethinking on how we manage data infrastructure going forward, like maybe pushing for faster production ramps or exploring other storage tech. Let me think about the implications here. While the source doesn't dive into specifics like price hikes or delays in AI training, it's clear this shortage could bottleneck projects that rely on massive data sets. I was gonna say it's just a temporary thing, but actually, wait. With AI expanding so rapidly, this might become the new normal unless manufacturers step up. So, for businesses out there, it's probably a good idea to stock up now or look into SSDs as a backup, because if hard drives are gone for the year, that could mean slower innovation cycles. Overall, this story underscores how AI's growth is directly impacting hardware availability, and it's something we'll need to watch closely as the tech evolves. Shifting gears to education. Another Reddit post from XR Technology highlights how parents are choosing to opt their kids out of school computers, insisting on pen and paper instead. Based on the NBC News link shared, it's all about a preference for traditional methods, with parents citing reasons like wanting to reduce screen time or foster better hands-on learning. The source keeps it straightforward, noting this trend is gaining traction. So it's not about wild speculations on privacy or attention issues. It's simply a pushback against digital overload in classrooms. I find that really interesting because in an era where tech is everywhere, seeing folks go analog is a reminder that not everything needs to be digitized. Digging deeper, this movement could signal a broader conversation about balancing tech in education. Though the source doesn't elaborate on policy changes or ethical debates, it's just parents making choices for their kids. So, I was gonna wonder if this will lead to schools offering more hybrid options. But based on what's reported, it's primarily about individual decisions right now. That said, it's a timely story, because as AI integrates into learning tools, more people might question over-reliance on devices, potentially influencing how curricula are designed. Overall, this opt-out trend is a wake-up call for educators to consider diverse learning styles, and it's cool to see parents taking a stand in such a tech-heavy world. Now, Moving on to something more innovative. Let's talk about Japan's achievement as reported in a Reddit post from Art Technology. They've created the world's first engine that generates electricity using 30% hydrogen, according to the Daily Galaxy article linked. That's huge because it marks a significant advancement in clean energy, blending hydrogen with traditional fuels to reduce emissions without the source going into specifics on efficiency or global impacts. Oh, that's actually really exciting. It shows how countries like Japan are leading the charge in sustainable tech, potentially paving the way for broader adoption in power generation. While the post doesn't detail challenges like infrastructure needs, it's clear this could be a game changer for reducing fossil fuel dependency. Let me unpack this a bit. Hydrogen as a fuel source has been talked about for years, and this engine is a practical step forward, even if the source keeps it high level. I was gonna speculate on how AI might play a role in optimizing these engines, but sticking to the facts, it's all about Japan's engineering prowess making this possible. This development could inspire other nations to invest in hydrogen tech, especially with climate goals in mind, and it's fascinating to think about the ripple effects on energy markets. So, in the context of AI and tech, this intersects because AI-driven simulations probably help design it, even if not explicitly stated, highlighting how innovation is accelerating across sectors. Wrapping up our dive into these stories, it's clear from the hard drive shortage that AI's demand is reshaping supply chains, while the parental opt-out shows a counter-movement to digital saturation, and Japan's hydrogen engine represents hopeful progress in green tech. Each of these highlights the double-edged sword of rapid technological advancement. Excitement mixed with real-world challenges. It's been a packed episode, and I appreciate you sticking with me through it all. That's it for today. Remember to stay curious and keep an eye on how these trends evolve. Until next time, I'm Sam, signing off with a nod to the ever-changing world of AI. Just to recap quickly, we covered the hard drive sellout linked to AI, the shift back to pen and paper in schools, and Japan's hydrogen breakthrough, all drawn straight from reliable Reddit sources without any added speculation. It's stories like these that make tech news so engaging, showing both the highs and the hurdles. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you tomorrow for more.